Hey folks, this is Scott at the X-Fed Homestead. A few videos ago, I chopped down one of my maple trees, and during the course of making that video, I used a power pruner, which is essentially a chainsaw on a stick. And I had a bit of fun with it, and I thought I'd talk about it a little bit more today in this video. What I have here is an Echo PPT2620H, and that's the model that I have. I think this thing runs about $600-700, so it is not a cheap purchase. And trust me, I didn't purchase it. It's better to have a friend who has one of these than to go out and buy one yourself. But nonetheless, this one here, it works great, and I wanted to show you what we can do with it. So let's get to work. I did some work with the saw on my neighbor's trees. She's a single mom, and all these branches down where you see open space at the bottom half of the tree, they were all dead. So I told her I'd give her a hand with those and take them down for her. If I get in a little closer here, you can see where I took off all the branches. And that's easily 15, maybe close to 20 feet up. There's the evidence right there. And that'll all go in the fire pit. Now, I did a video a while ago on using a rope saw to cut high branches, and I used it on this tree right here. And maybe if I zoom in here, you can see one of the branches that I cut with that rope saw. Now that branch is about at the limit for this pole saw, but I'm going to give it a shot on some of the other branches and see how it does. This Echo pole pruner says that it can reach from 16 to 20 feet in height and prune branches at that height. But that's with the 4-foot extension. This one, which my buddy Pete lent me, is quite long and has the 4-foot extension from the end of the chainsaw up there to right here. At this point is that extra 4-foot extension. And then down here to this point is 6 feet. So that's 10 feet of pole right there. It has another foot for the chain and probably 1.5 to 2 for the motor unit down here with the trigger. So it's, let's see, 1 and 4 is 5, and another 6 is 11. It's about 12 or so feet long, 12 or 13 feet long. It has a 25cc engine, and it weighs about 17 pounds dry. So with a little gas, it'll weigh a little bit more. And when you put the extension on, remember, the chainsaw used to start here when you buy it. If you get the extension, it's out there. The point of balance is going to be further back without the extension. With the extension, you have to kind of choke up on the pole in order to move it. The point of balance with the extension on it is, let's see, getting there, right about here, just about there. So a lot more forward of the trigger than with the original chainsaw on the original pole. But let's get it started and see how it works. It's down. So here, I take it from stop to start. Give it a few pumps on the bubble right here. Chokes on. Right here, you can see I did a little bit of work. There's some sawdust there, but you put your chain oil right in here. It has a nice reservoir right near the chain. Let's go find something to cut down. Well, we've only got an hour of daylight, but I think we can do a little bit of cutting here. Let's try some of these lower branches that are about 12, 15 feet off the ground. Well, now we're in the back corner of my lot, and this is the tree where I put my owl house. I've got a few branches to thin out there, some are crisscrossing, and eventually I'm going to take down the smaller of these two trees. This one right here, I'm going to take that down this winter. So I'll trim a few branches off of there, and I'll trim a few branches off the larger one as well. That worked out great. Well, we're running out of daylight apparently because snowstorm's coming in. We're getting some flakes already. But I can tell you my quick impressions of this saw. So overall, I think this is a great tool. You got to have a little bit of strength to wield it, especially if you're going up high, and especially if you're going to try to get that extra foot or two out of it. As far as the length, you definitely need the extension if you're going to get any higher branches at all that are out of your reach. With the shorter one, yeah, you could get up to 10 feet high, but maybe 12, but you really want that extension. This harness here, I don't use it at all. Maybe you could use it if you did not have the extension on it to help carry the weight of the saw. Otherwise, you're holding up 17, 18 pounds, and it gets heavy after a little while. I'm not a little guy, but my shoulders after a while would get tired. When I did that at my neighbor's tree a couple of weeks ago with this, I felt it after a while. It gets heavy. So when you're using it with the extension, the center of balance is really far forward. So here it is, right about here. And so you're balancing it here and holding the trigger way back here. So you got to kind of shimmy down it once you get it more vertical, but it takes a little bit of hand manipulation to work, but that's all right. The biggest problem with it, as I see, is that it's heavy for any long-term projects, and with the price of it, I would definitely borrow it from a friend like I'm doing. For $29.99, you check out my rope saw video I did last year. For me, getting a few high branches, that's the way to go. And it's safer to do it from on the ground. But overall, I love this thing. It's great. I mean, a chainsaw on a stick. What could be more fun? So that's it for the Power Pruner today. Those are my thoughts on it. It's starting to snow now, so it's probably time to go in, but it really is a good tool. This is Scott at the XVET Homestead. We'll see you next time.